guys, I'm kind of annoyed because I'm not getting out what I want to say. And I've done this about 3 billion times. But we're just going to crack on with it. I've got to see it through. Okay? I've got to. This is episode 4. We're going to be talking about security and how deep we should really be loving ourselves. I feel like self love has been a bit gimmicky. Like anytime someone was like, "Oh, you should really love yourself," I'm always like, "Oh, fuck off!" Like I don't have time to love myself right now because I want to be a different version of myself. I don't want to be this version. And it's funny, it's because like, how do you expect me to be that version of myself if I don't love the version I am of myself now? But at the time, I was so adamant. And anytime I would hear someone say that they love themselves, from an insecure perspective, like I was like, oh for fuck's sake, you've got what you want. You're living a really good life. You've got a house, you've got a car, you've got so much money, you've got all these people around you, you've got this amazing life. Of course you're fucking secure in yourself, but that's not always the case. But it's funny how when you're in that deflective um mindset, how rational that actually sounds. um but yeah, we're in an insecurity epidemic. There are so many people with platforms projecting their insecurity onto other people, influencing people to feel the same way. And it's always an insecure projection against another minority, and it's just this constant battle, and there's never a leveled playing field. Like there's never a neutral. We don't want a playing field. There's never a neutral zone. It's always someone being angry about someone else because they can't live with the fact that they can't do this and that can't do that, and they're not getting what they want from a certain group. You know what I mean? Was that whatever? Um, but it is so dangerous. Insecurity is a very dangerous thing, and it can really really harm people as well. It has harmed a lot of people, and I feel like people we need to really really discuss this and openly discuss how essential it is to be happy and content and secure in yourself, because all we have is ourselves at the end of the day. Number one. Number two, it's just such a regressive attitude. You're not going to get anywhere, and you're always going to hit the same wall time and time again. And I feel like people are too comfortable with just either being okay or feeling shit about themselves. Like, I was in that space for almost my entire life so far. I was either okay, with myself and being myself, or feeling absolutely shit about myself. And how exhausting is that? How exhausting is that every single day, rather than facing the fucking facts and facing acceptance, self acceptance, I was putting on this fucking show. Like every single day, I'd wake up early, I'd be anxious about what I'm wearing, wear something that I wasn't necessarily comfortable in, but it was like, fuck it, like, hopefully someone will validate me in, and I'm talking about my friends, fuck male validation, always, always, always. And and then I'd be thinking, okay, how am I gonna come across? Who do I want to be? Like, who do I want to be today? Like, it was like putting on a fucking like costume, going out, not performing how I wanted to perform, and then I'd come home, be angry and anxious, not angry, anxious, and overthinking this performance. And you get to a place where you're so comfortable playing a costume, playing a character, that you don't actually realize that, like, you need to actually sort yourself out. You actually need to to deal with the root problem. You need to deal with what is behind the costume. Why are you ignoring that? But you get so comfortable. You do. You get so comfortable and so used to, not comfortable, like complacent, you know, with feeling like this all the time. It's just like, well, this is how it's going to be. This is how it's always going to be. And like, to look at my energy levels back then to now, I'm like, fucking out. Like, how did I do that to myself all the time? And the thing is I would have a hyperfixation. If it wasn't this thing about me, it was that bit thing about me. And I would be so frustrated with them. And then it would be like, I'd be collecting them. It's like collectibles, just being like, okay, different things every single day. And, today, let me just use this collectible. Let me try this for the day. Like, I would just be alternating. And it's like, you almost get addicted to being insecure, to being in this like mindset. And it's scary. And that's what makes it even harder for you to actually make the shift to actually like um recognize that this is not okay, and like what do I actually do to go about this. And there'd be times where I'd be like, okay, let me try this, and it would work for a couple of days, but it wasn't enough. It wasn't a big enough happening for me to actually, for it to actually ignite a change, to actually shift me, you know. And I think with people being like, yeah, give yourself routine and you'll love yourself, do this and you'll love yourself, is what makes that idea just so frustrating. It's like, what, you're telling me it's that easy, and then when you try it, you don't get the results that you want. It's like, but I just did that, why is that not working for me? And it's because like, even these people that are talking about self-love haven't even got it mastered, and don't have the awareness to recognize that not every single person works the same as you. You know what I mean? Like, you know, there were times where I fucking hated my body and I was like, okay, let me go to the gym. But I had a shit relationship with the gym, so it just never lasted. Like, I had such a, it was far deeper than just, okay. And this was another thing when I went to like cams as a kid and they were like, take a bath, go for a walk. Like, that's not an instant fix. What the fuck are you on about? Like, that's not going to make me feel completely better about myself. And I understand routine is a very essential part to play in that thing. But when you're just kind of told that this one thing will do this, then you'll be fine. Like, it's just almost like pointless. And you just kind of, you end up falling back into the habit of loathing yourself because it's easier rather than pushing through something that doesn't feel like a big enough impact. You just go back. And this video is not for me to be like, this is what you should do, because it's a very you specific journey to take. And this wasn't something that I actually was looking for either. Like, for me, how it kind of happened, and I understand this is a very privileged place to be, that's why I'm like, you know, um go travel, you're going to feel so much better about yourself, you're going to have a completely different perspective change, yada yada yada. But I went to St. Lucia for the first time in like years because of COVID and because of everything, whatever. And in during this time I had gained a lot of hormonal weight, which is in itself a really a really uncomfortable feeling, an uncomfortable, yeah, an uncomfortable feeling. Like, you just feel completely estranged from your body when you're going through a hormonal change like that. And I feel like that's a completely separate conversation. But I was I was eating so poorly. I wasn't eating meals ever, because I was gonna have to get a new phone because this storage thing is pissing me off. And oh, I didn't think. What was I talking about? Okay. Really anxious, like, um relationship with food, which I'd never really had before in the past. And like, I wasn't really actively doing anything to navigate it, and I also didn't really know how to navigate it. And no one really should, like no one should ever feel like they are stupid for not knowing how to deal with it, because when you're thinking like that, and it's just like a loop playing in your head, it's really hard to glitch it. um but I was so stuck, feeling the same way, hating how I looked, not feeling confident in myself. And then I went away, St. Lucia, and I remember, was it Hallie or Chloe? You know, Chloe and Hallie. One of them or both of them love St. Lucia for like this exact reason. Like, I was so uncomfortable with my body type. It was different to how it used to be, and I was just not ready to like embrace that. And my issue was like, my mind, my thought process was like, everyone is so beautiful. Like, I could look at anyone and think, unless they're talking shit and have got a problem with me, you're ugly straight away. Like that. that you're an ugly fucking person. Like, I literally read from, it always reminds me of like the twits, Roald Dahl's twits, like when they were talked about how the twits were like really beautiful people, but when they started talking shit, they just turned ugly. And it's true. Anyway, but like, I always, and I still think that everyone is so beautiful in their own individual way. And like, that's not a, that's not backhanded at all. Like, I think people wanting to look the same as everyone else is fucking boring. Like, if you've got such distinctive features, a really beautiful, yeah, like I don't have to explain this. I actually don't have to explain this. Everyone is beautiful in their own way, but I really struggled to see that for me. I was like, I must be the exception because what the fuck? I don't look like how these people look, and I just can't get my head around it. But when you're so fixated on what you look like, you actually forget what you look like almost. Like, you are zoning in on every single part of your fucking body. It's so unimaginable. Like, it's actually another level of torture. It's just so, it's so debilitating and it's so horrible. But anyway, when I went to St. Lucia, I was able to kind of be around family, loving people, beautiful people, um, seeing all these different body types looking so beautiful. Like, so beautiful and looking more like me. Do you know what I mean? Um, which was also another thing. Like, seeing tall girls, tall, curvy girls, girls with a big bust, um, like, it was just so refreshing. Like, I was just like, oh my god, like, there's, like, you're so stuck in your little microcosm, in your little microcosm. So do you know how tiny that microcosm is if it's little already? Um, that you just don't, you're not able to see outside of that. But it was just so refreshing, like, the calmness of it, being away from where I felt like that, and then having the opportunity to kind of be a different person was also so freeing. I was like, yeah, I really needed this. I really needed this. And also, like, being around my granddad and like how simple his mindset is. Not simple as in he's stupid, like, not at all. Like, my god, but like, more like, you know, if you're hungry, eat. Why was this such a problem for me? But as soon as I heard my granddad say, I was like, right, give me the plantain now. Give me the one pot now. What was I thinking before? Like, what? Do you know what I mean? It's actually so funny. Like, you can't even make it up. But it is just one of those things, like, if you don't get it, like, whatever. But if you get it, you get it. Like, it was just things like that, conversations I had like that, and how also just being around love, being around beautiful people, it reminded me that, you know, that, oh, it sounds so cliche, but beauty is all around us. And being around secure people that are just so comfortable in themselves, like, it was so beautiful. Like, it really shifted how I felt about myself. Like, and it really goes to show that just taking that trip, going, kind of separating yourself from where you are right now to your, like, separating yourself from your current reality is so healthy. You get so stuck in your ways, but once you're out of it, you just see how easy life can be for you. But yeah, like, when I came back from that trip, I wasn't 100% happy with myself. Absolutely. Like, it was still a work in progress. I'm not going to be like, yeah, I came back a new woman. No, bitch. No. It wasn't like that at all. But it made me more open-minded. But in the second trip I took within that same year, I I actually went to the gym with my family, and I was so anxious about going to the gym and going with my sister who loves working out, and I look up to my little sister so much. It's so funny, once you reach like the same sort of age, like adults, you're like, yeah, she's my big sis, low key now. But going to the gym with her and doing a workout, and like her mindset of being like, yeah, like, you know, when someone has that relaxed perspective on life, you can only really adapt or, react to that in the same way that they are. Do you know what I mean? It's when you're on the same energy, when when someone's putting off one energy, you're not going to just be like, oh, like when people just make out the things that are easy, the things that you were really overthinking in your head are easy. It's just like, oh, oh, okay. But yeah, like it really was a catalyst though for me, both of those trips, to like really be content in my body. I I'm not the version I want to be of myself yet. Like, but to love myself through that and be excited for my present self, for my future self, and really also connecting with my body again. I felt really bad for myself. I was like, I really put myself through so much pain, so much hunger, so much exhaustion. Like, there were days I was sleeping through the day because I wasn't eating well. And there were days where I was crying because I hated how I looked, and it's just like, I really kind of grieved for my body. Like, I was like, I'm so sorry that I like put you through this. Like, I felt such a disconnect from my mind and my body because I was really abusing the fuck out of my body when all it wanted to do was look after me. And reconnecting with your body after that is something that is so essential. And I really hope people that are in that in that spot don't skip, because you need to really forgive yourself for hating yourself and being so angry with yourself in any scenario, in any not scenario, in any I don't know what I was trying to say. But yeah, just like forgiving yourself for being so harmful to yourself. It's a process, and I really, really, I know it's hard to say. Like, when someone gives you advice, it's whether you give it or like you take it or you do or you don't. But writing really helped me kind of figure out where this all kind of came from, where this all stemmed from. Um, the pattern of her, like, of not doing something that I should have, like, of the patterns of falling into these bad habits, and once putting that into perspective, once writing that down and realizing what it is and acknowledging it, I was then able to kind of stop that. But you've got to really be in that space to be like, I'm over. I'm over feeling like this. I'm so over it. It it's exhausting. I just want to live. Like, I don't want to worry about things that just don't fucking matter, and or shouldn't matter, shouldn't matter at all. And when you kind of when once you've kind of got that figured out, it makes the rest of the journey so much easier. But you've got to really be committed. I feel like a year ago me wouldn't have the mindset that I have now. Like, I was just kind of like, I was more than happy to kind of loathe myself because you weirdly kind of like it. I don't know how to explain it any better without sounding a bit concerning, do you know what I mean? But when you're so used to being this person, you're just used to it, you know? And it's an excuse, it's a crutch, it's a defense mechanism, like having that negative mindset. And yeah, I just feel like once you've kind of acknowledged that I'm done with this, and also really putting yourself, I feel like travel really helped me, like going to St. Lucia really helped me. And I hope even me telling you the story of like how, this world is so much bigger than us. Like, this life is I don't know, like we are more than what we're feeling right now. We're more than what we are allowing for ourselves right now. Like, the world is really our fucking oyster, and we can do whatever we want with it. So don't allow these things that you know don't allow these things that you're putting on such a pedestal to completely navigate your life, like, and completely stop it too. Like, it really stopped my life. And really do things out of love, and really, if you ever feel, and this is why I'm like so adamant on you writing about these things, there'll be times where I'll be like, okay, I don't know why I have such an anxiety around working out forever. For one example, sorry. So I would write about that for pages and figure it out, and it just kind of rationalized it and made it so much lighter to deal with and work with. Um, I actually came across this video a couple of months back. It sounds a bit triggering because it was 12 years old, which was quite funny for it to be in my algorithm. And then when I watched it like a week later, she came out with a new video. Like, she hadn't released another video in 12 years. But it was called How to Let Yourself Be Skinny. Hear me out. Hear me out. The caption is a bit outdated, but the point she was trying to make is how to allow yourself to be who you want to be. And she said, I could link it in the video if anyone's interested, is to write about how to let yourself be who you want to be. And I wrote for pages, like I think 50 pages, and let my brain take me wherever it took me. And it really solidified things and confirmed things, and things that I didn't even recognize to be an issue were somehow attached. And I feel like people discredit their brains and their capacity to kind of figure things out. Sorry, I just saw a light turn on, unless that's been on the whole time and me looking back kind of threw me off. But that really changed how I felt about working out properly and for myself and motivating myself, and also how I treat myself when something goes bad. And rather than just like wallowing in the sadness and like, I would just get up, have a shower, do a workout, go for a walk, write, do things that I love to do and found a new love for. Um but yeah, I don't think I really got out what I wanted to get out. And this is kind of why I'm like, I should probably write, not I should probably, I will write what I want to kind of put in these videos, just so that they are more, you know, more coherent. But I felt like the reason why I haven't written is because I was like, I don't want it to be like scripted, but notes and notes, and like, it's not like a fucking script, is it? So I'll just do that. Again, like, I really appreciate your patience, whoever's watching this. I know it's like a little bit higgledy piggledy, it's like wherever my brain is taking me, I'm just going with it and hoping that it's kind of putting across what I want it to. Like, I'm honestly just saying and forgetting what I'm saying as it comes out. And I've watched these back and I'm actually surprised that I'm doing them a lot better than I actually thought I was. So fingers crossed it's the same for this one, because I've recorded this so many times, and as you can see through this video, it's progressively getting darker, and I won't be able to retake this today, and I want to keep the streak going, otherwise I will stop and never do it again, because I know what I'm like. But yeah, I feel like this will be another episode. Like, I don't think I gave off what I wanted to give, so I'm gonna watch this back, post it anyway, and write some notes on what else I'd like to add, and continue this on tomorrow. But yeah, thank you for watching Passenger Seat. If you have, please give me a like, give me a subscribe. I feel like that shit is so corny. I did it in the last video. I was like, Charlie, really? But I kept saying, I was like, fuck it, do you know what I mean? Who cares? But yeah, please leave a comment if you've got any like any thoughts, any opinions. Like, I would really love a bit of engagement in that way. I like over likes or subscription. Like, I'd love a comment. I really would. And I understand that's not gonna really happen this early. Who knows? Who knows? But yeah, I'm gonna love you and leave you, never deceive you. Like I would anyway. And yeah, bye. Why is saying goodbye so awkward?